facsimile there.
No one ever
We're all
sings
set.
that right. All set? Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, everybody. Nice to see a few people here this evening, and those watching on cable.
You got a mask to go
Just
along with that?
interrupt real quick.
Well, like that. No.
Yeah, come on, please, give me a minute. Well, you know, we do have a New Yorker here at the table. And can we just set the gauntlet down and have a bet against the New York?
Are you gonna do
Giants.
$10,000 like Romney did?
No, I'd like to say at the next Board of
No
Selectmen
betting on
meeting,
town hall property.
next Board of Selectmen meeting, if he wins, then we'll wear New York Giants T-shirts to the meeting, and if
How do you know who's,
We
how
win.
do you know
Jets
who
fan.
he's rooting for?
he's a New Yorker, of course he's a Giants fan.
You know, had I known, I would have worn my giant hat. See? I have my dad's
Come
giant
on,
hat,
we
as a
gotta
matter
lay
of
the
fact.
gauntlet down.
All right, Michael. Right down to business.
Oh, okay, I was trying to keep a little light, Bob.
One round on me if Giants lose.
We have the minutes of, which one did we decide to pass over?
Just
The-
the December executive session.
December 19th executive session.
So we have the minutes of regular session.
Well, I think it has to be both. Okay, you're
Yes,
correct.
yes,
It has
you're
to be
right.
No, that
both.
was
You can't-
December 5th we're talking.
I'm sorry,
Question,
it's
but
December
so we're gonna-
5th.
So we're gonna pass those over.
Both regular
It
and
has to be
executive
both,
session.
because it
Okay.
affects
Fifth.
both.
December 19th minutes, regular session.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the December 19th, 2011 regular meeting minutes as written.
Second.
Have a motion by Mr. Prisco, seconded by Mr. O'Leary. Do we have any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. We have executive session of December 5th. Sorry, 19th.
Okay, go right ahead. Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the December 19th, 2011 executive session minutes as written.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Prisco again, Mr. O'Leary second. Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. We have the regular session minutes of January 5th, 2012 workshop.
Mr. Chairman, I move to approve the January 5th, 2012 work session minutes as written.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Prisco, seconded by Mr. O'Leary. Discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Do we have an executive session?
I do have a,
Yes.
yes, I do have one. Mr.
Prisco.
Chairman, I move to approve the January 5th, 2012 executive session minutes as written.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Prisco, seconded by Mr. O'Leary. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Anyone here for public comment?
I have one comment I'd like to make. I did.
Talk about the Patriots again?
No, this is important. I did receive a little more feedback that people at home are still not hearing us on the Verizon or on Comcast.
Both?
On both. Maybe we could try to move the microphones closer to us. One of the individuals said that they did try to reach out to Rob at NORCAM, and he said that he hasn't received any complaints.
I've been hearing complaints that on the regular meetings, it's much better, but on
Okay.
the replays,
Okay.
they're not very good. The audio is not very
I'll
good.
speak to him tomorrow.
No, she's listening to the program, right? And audio's good?
Okay, but maybe we could just try to make a little effort to bring the microphone a little closer to us. Maybe that will help. I don't know. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. We have a meeting with the Forest Committee, Swamp Pond Tree Cutting Program. Welcome.
Thank you. What we're here for tonight is we would like to have your approval to go ahead with the cutting. I don't know if you all had the,
Yep, we have it.
okay,
Breakdown of the bids.
Bids?
that, we do
Bids.
have.
right. Did you have a copy of the contract?
No, sir, we do not have a copy
No,
of
we
the
just have the
contract. We'd like
bids.
to have the contract reviewed by council before it comes to the board.
Oh,
Bless you.
uh,
Down.
you don't have that back approved yet?
No, sir.
Okay.
Because there's no motion to make a decision tonight.
No, there's not.
What we're looking for is, actually, I guess until we have that contract back approved, we can't do anything.
I think you should speak as to what you intend to do,
Yeah,
Dana.
you can just fill us in as
I
to what
mean,
the
I don't think
plans
we're
are.
here necessarily, the
Okay,
TA
well,
will sign the contract once the board says that it's okay and ready to go.
Just give us a summary of what is you're trying to achieve. We
Okay.
have 3 bids here, one, the lowest being $3,653, and the highest being $5,903.
Right.
Do
The
something.
the committee's recommending we go with the highest bid because the forester has said it's a good company. The other companies are okay. The lower bid, he felt that there's just no reason to go with the lower bid.
He?
Pardon?
Who felt it isn't?
The forester and the committee. We meet with the forester that did this program.
Right.
And we felt that we should go with the highest bid. On his recommendation, and obviously our own recommendation on the basis of fact that it's the most money, and there's no reason to accept the lower bid. The company's qualified. He recommended all of them. He said they all were good.
So, excuse me, the bids that you get, is this, the $5,900 is what is gonna come back to the town?
Yes.
Yes, yes,
It's gonna come back to the town,
that's correct,
as
right.
opposed to
So
what
we're
we're
looking
No, no,
expending. We're not
we-
expending anything, this is
well,
what's going to,
The contract, he gets a percentage, and we didn't put the figures in the contract because we want the contract approved. The format of the contract, and then what we wanted to do was, assuming that the contract format is approved, that then we would plug the figures in, which, they're set figures, but there was no sense of putting them in until we have the contract approved. The forester gets paid out of that 5,000. He gets a percentage.
I think we're putting
Okay.
the cart before the horse here. Can you just explain what is it we're doing? What's the
How we getting there?
mission here that we're trying to accomplish? Are you going out into the woods and clearing fire access
We're
roads?
trying,
Or
yes.
what is it we're doing?
There's a combination of things. Improve the forest. First of all, we should be doing this regardless of getting money or whatever. We should be doing this. It's good silviculture practices.
Town-owned land,
It's school. My understanding is it's under the control of the town.
It's all town.
it's all town.
It's school land, conservation land, and general government land.
Okay. Because this doesn't say that. What we're looking at says Swan Pond Improvement Cut Bids.
Right, well, it's the Swan Pond land. If you look at the map here, it's this land right in here. This land in here. Okay, and there's general government, this is school land, I believe this is conservation, this is general government. And it's this section here that we'll be doing the cutting.
Thank you.
The forester went out, did a forestry program which is approved by the state. You've had that, and you at one point said to go ahead with it. And the next step was to have the forester mark the trees, have the contractors come in, the cutters come in, look at it, and then submit a bid to how much money they would pay us to go in into the forestry. We'll be improving the forest, we'll be cutting fire roads, not in a sense of specifically cutting a fire road to go here or go there, but we'll be opening up so that if we have brush fires, woods fires, we'll be able to get to them better. We are trying to stay along some of the trails that we put in there years ago, open them up more and, you have better access to them. The only thing in the contract that we did, what we would like you to do is, you people are the sellers, you are the owners. And in the contract, it says the seller has the right to extend the cutting dates or move the cutting dates forward. We would like you to give that authority to the forestry committee and the forester. Because if we find out that we've got I think we talked from October to March is the general time when they do the cutting. But if we have October 1st to March 15th, and then the end of March happens to be better and the first area isn't, we want to be able to say, okay, we'll do it the last 2 weeks in March, or we might do it, a week in September or something, depending, and that bases it on market conditions. Well, the market conditions don't make any, well, I won't say they don't, but right now they won't, because this is an agreed price and they've guaranteed this price to us, so no matter what the market does. And they figure this, The market prices, usually it takes a couple of years before they change as far as timber value. So we've got a couple of years to go forward with this. We just want a little latitude where if we get a couple good weeks, we don't have to go to all the boards and come back to the Board of Selectmen, have everybody, you know, say, yeah, okay, instead of starting Monday, next Monday, you can start this Monday.
If I may ask, Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Conceptually, if I understand this correctly, and I recall you coming up, you came to us, I think, last year about this time as well, all right? If I remember,
Well,
thereabouts, give or take. Here's my question. Trees are marked for cutting. This contractor will come in and cut the trees at his own expense. Correct?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you.
I'm sorry, the contract, the trees will be marked.
They are marked
Right.
now.
Okay, so a contractor, someone you have a contract with, will come in
Yep.
and cut those trees
Yes,
at their own expense,
yes,
correct?
yes.
The money that we get from it is basically coming off of their profit from what they sell the trees for? Is that fundamentally what we're talking about?
Yes.
I think as long as we understand it from that perspective, I think
Yeah.
people can appreciate it more. Okay.
Yeah, everything is actually marked. The way they mark it chest height, GBH.
Right.
They put a mark, and they also put a mark at the base of the stump. That way you can find, if you go in and you see a tree's cut down, there's no mark at the base of the stump, then that tree wasn't in the count. The forester, this forester, part of his job, he will be there. He told us probably every day, because I think the contractor figured about 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks to do this. So he said it's a small contract, relatively speaking, it's short, so he will probably be there every day, watching what they're doing and so on. And I
So-
myself will probably,
And is this akin to pretty much cleaning out the forest to prevent buildup of debris from falling branches and trees drying up and prevent fires and so on?
this is more of an improvement cutting. What we're trying to do is we're trying to take out some of the, actually, this is probably the medium value timber that we're taking out of there. We're not taking the best timber, and we're not taking the worst. We're taking the medium type.
If I may, this cutting wasn't designed to maximize profit, it was designed to maximize the improvement of the forest.
Right.
But what's taking place here is about 20% of the land area will be affected, and only about 20% of the trees within that area will be cut. So it's really a thinning.
Right,
And
okay, it's
actually,
thinning.
the forester, I talked to him today, and when we kind of went through it again, we think we're probably about 12 to 15% of the potential that's up there. That's the only sections that we're cutting.
Now, why don't we get rid of the bad stuff?
Well, there will be some of it gotten rid of, but they have to, I'm sure they have to make a certain amount of profit.
No, I understand that.
So I'm sure they're not, if we just marked all the bad stuff, then,
Oh, no, I understand, that's not
No.
really my question in that sense. My question really is, I mean, if we're thinning out the forest and we've got some, I'll call it bad wood from a layman's perspective, I mean, why wouldn't we want to have that cleaned out as well?
well, we would.
But there's no money in that.
May I add to that?
Who are you? I'm
One
sorry.
thing,
Scott Stimson.
I'm sorry, Scott Stimson, I'm also on the forest
Thank you.
committee. One of the intentions is, if this cutting is a success, then this could be an ongoing program, where about every 5 years or so, you could go in and cut another area. And then after 20 or 25 years, you might want to go back and revisit some of the areas that have been originally cut. So that over time, the quality of the wood in the forest and the diversity of the age of trees would be improved.
And this helps the forest grow better, is that,
Yes, yeah.
thank you.
Dana, you're asking us to give the Forest Committee authority